The Macmillan Language Book 3, Unit 18. The Selfish Giant.
The selfish giant was a wealthy and powerful man who lived in a grand castle with a beautiful garden surrounding it. He had worked hard to create the garden and took great pride in its beauty. However, despite his wealth and power, the giant was not a very kind or generous man.
Oh no.
He was selfish and greedy, and he saw no reason to share his garden with anyone else.
Oh my god.
One day, the giant had business that took him away from his castle and garden for an extended period of time. During his absence, a group of children discovered the giant's garden and began to play and frolic in its lush grass and blooming flowers. The children found joy and happiness in the giant's garden, and they returned day after day to play and explore. When the giant returned home and found the children in his garden, he was furious. He ordered them to leave at once and never come back. But the children were innocent and did not understand why they were being kicked out. They pleaded with the giant to let them stay and enjoy the garden, but he would not listen. As the days passed, the giant noticed that something strange was happening in his garden. Winter had descended upon it, bringing cold and snow that never seemed to melt. The trees were barren, and the flowers wilted and died. The giant realized that his garden had been cursed with eternal winter, and he knew that only he could bring back the warmth and life of spring. In a moment of clarity, the giant understood the error of his ways. He had been selfish and cruel to the children, and now he was paying the price for his actions. In a desperate attempt to make amends, the giant took up an axe and destroyed the wall that surrounded his garden, allowing the children to come in and play once again. The giant's heart softened as he watched the children bring laughter and joy back to his garden. Slowly but surely, the warmth of spring returned, and the garden flourished once more. The children had taught the giant a valuable lesson about kindness and generosity, and he was grateful for their forgiveness. In the end, the giant realized that it was unfair for him to keep the beauty of his garden all to himself. By opening up his heart and his garden to others, he found true happiness and fulfillment. And so, the selfish giant learned that true wealth and joy come from sharing with others, rather than hoarding for oneself. But wait a minute, is it fair for the giant? He may be an introvert who needs his own space. And the wrong people were the children who didn't ask his permission to enter his garden first.
Oh my god.
We need another ending for this story. Let's try one more time. Once the giant realized his boundaries and the importance of his personal space, he politely but firmly told the children they were not allowed in his garden without his permission.
Yeah.
The children, understanding and respecting the giant's wishes, apologized for their previous behavior and promised to always ask before entering someone else's space in the future.
Oh my.
The giant was touched by the children's sincerity and kindness, and he decided to open his garden to them once a week for a special playtime. The children were thrilled at the opportunity to play in the beautiful garden, and they made sure to always show respect and gratitude to the giant for his generosity. From that day on, the giant and the children formed a special bond built on mutual respect and understanding. They learned the importance of boundaries and communication, and they lived happily ever after, enjoying their time together in the giant's magnificent garden.
Thank you for your listening, and welcome you to Zea Chou Story for Kids. Goodbye!